Alright lads, I know this is weird, me a film review channel doing commentary style videos. Well, the truth is on my Twitter I kind of stated I'm trying different forms of content as well as the current content I'm doing. You know, I'm just getting bored of doing one video a month and then not coming back. So I just thought, you know, why not try and make videos in between that whole month just to try and keep a good schedule? Because honestly, this lockdown's getting to me and I kind of want to do something over there except just play games. So I'm trying to find new forms of content to keep myself and you guys entertained. So I hope you can enjoy this video. Anyways, today I'm going to be talking about Mortal Kombat 11's latest DLC, Aftermath. At the time of its announcement, I was really considering buying it. I mean, a whole new story that already won me over. But at the time of its release, I unfortunately didn't have any money. I was flat broke. I had to buy a new monitor and a PC. So I had no money to buy the DLC. Instead, I decided to watch the story online, and yeah, I was pretty disappointed. I'll be honest with you, this story just felt really meh. I mean, if it wasn't bad enough that Mortal Kombat 11's main story was boring, this was just a lot worse. I won't go in depth of what the story is about, but essentially following the ending of the main story, Liu Kang is interrupted by Shang Tsung, Nightwolf and Fujin, who warn Liu Kang that he's unable to restart time without Kronika's crown, which was destroyed by him in the end. So Shang Tsung, Fujin and Nightwolf go back in time and to try and reach the crown. And if I'm being honest, this story just seemed boring and useless. Look, regardless if you buy the DLC or not, the story remains the same and the timeline is restarted. I'm pretty sure even if you picked Shang Tsung's ending, it isn't canon. And I know that it shouldn't be canon because that would be a bit stupid to have a canon ending in a £35 price tag. But seriously, the fact that you have to pay over £35 for a 2.5 hour story and 3 characters, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. Like Kombat Pack 1 was £16 and it was honestly a DLC I don't regret buying. We get 5 playable characters and a shit ton of nice costumes. But 3 characters in a story you can finish in one sitting is priced at £35? I honestly don't think that's a good price. Because if I'm being honest with you, the story just seems so useless. And not in a sense that how I stated before, but I just mean the ending for the main story just felt right. It just felt like the main ending. There's no cliffhangers, there's nothing left over. It's a main ending, time's restarting. That's the end of the rebooted trilogy. That's just such a perfect ending. But they felt the need to ruin it for this useless DLC story that still restarts time anyway. And I'm pretty sure Liu Kang's ending is the canon one in this DLC. So why does it matter? Or maybe they're both not canon, the main story is just the canon one. I just find it a bit useless to have this whole DLC around a story that just basically doesn't matter. I honestly think the characters are the most worthwhile thing out of this pack. I don't mind RoboCop. As a film fan, I really love his endless movie references and the chance to have Terminator vs RoboCop. However, if you're looking at the gameplay, RoboCop seems to move really slow, and I just really hate slow characters. I find it hard to play as them, and they sort of ruin that fast-paced combat that the other characters have. Now, Fujin to me is personally the best idea NetherRealm has done. I really haven't played as him and I don't know much about him if I'm being honest, but a fan favourite character who hasn't been seen in Mortal Kombat for over 14 years is a brilliant idea, and the person who thought of that should get a raise. Now, Shiva to me, you know what, I don't even know, because if I'm being honest, Shiva really doesn't mean much to me. I remember in Mortal Kombat 9 she didn't contribute anything, she was useless in the story, her character is just slow, and I'm not a fan of her character, and I don't mind her being in this game. If you're a fan of her and you see her in this game, you know, congratulations, that's good for you. I didn't enjoy playing as her and I just really don't care about her in that sense. So to me, Shiva really doesn't matter. If you want to play as her, you play as her, but I'm fine without it. Overall, if you're kind of eyeing this DLC for its characters, then it's better you buy those characters separately, which I don't know if they're separate yet, but like Kombat Pack 1 where you can buy the characters separate, I'm sure they're going to do that for Mortal Kombat Aftermath too. Now, honestly, the greatest thing about this new update is probably the new friendship and maps. Now, I don't care much about the stage fatalities. They change nothing, they're nothing new. They're pretty cool, but you know, I don't think they're really worth anything. They're not really worth the whole talking, you know. It's just there, it's good. Anyway, but the new stages are personally my favourite thing. Bringing back classics like the Soul Chamber and Deadpool was a brilliant idea. And of course, a lot of people would be looking for more classical maps. So NetherRealm decided to do something and give us a map called Retrocade. Retrocade is basically an arcade and the fighters stand in front of these big screens which showcase the classic Mortal Kombat 1 stages. I think that's personally a great way to interest long-time players and even interest newer players in the classic Mortal Kombat games. And I think that map is just amazing. That is honestly one of my favourite favourite maps to come out of the whole DLC. Now, the friendships, I love them. They are unique, amazing and hilarious, but honestly they look a bit strange to me. In Mortal Kombat 2 the friendships suited the game, as it wasn't exactly shown to be a game that's taken seriously, but in Mortal Kombat 11 the story is really grounded and serious. The majority of the characters, excluding the 2 cages, are very grounded and serious. It just looks weird seeing a character like Shao Kahn, who is supposed to be very evil and terrifying and is supposed to be seen as this big titan, doing a fatality where he's at some fairground. It honestly just looks so odd to me, and I don't think it kind of suits the characters now. In Mortal Kombat 2, understandably it did suit the characters because they had no story, they were just characters and you could do whatever you want with them at the time. However, with these new stories, I'm pretty sure we're supposed to look at these characters in a serious light, so seeing them do weird stuff, really, it just doesn't fit with me. I don't mind them, but I just think they personally feel really weird in this sort of game. Overall, I don't think Mortal Kombat Aftermath was the worst DLC ever made. I just think that it's not worth the price tag slapped onto it. I just think, you know, if we could possibly separate the characters, have them in their own pack and the story in its own pack, rather than put that all together and put it on a £35 price tag, then I think you've got a fairly good DLC there. You can buy the characters separately for what, let's say £15, which I'd say would be a lot more reasonable than 35, and maybe the separate story as a £5 add-on. You know, I just personally feel that is a much better idea than clamping it all together and giving it a £35 price tag. Okay, that is all for this video today. Thank you all for joining. Please leave some constructive criticism below so I can improve my later content. If you like this video, like it. If you dislike it, then dislike it. That's all for now. Peace.